How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sicerik Tech, and today we're going to be talking about the OnePlus 10 Pro. We need to talk about this device because OnePlus is all over the place nowadays, and yeah, it's kind of weird and kind of disappointing on what they're releasing with the 10 Pro. Kind of a downgrade from last year's OnePlus 9 Pro, and I want to talk about it, get some stuff off my chest, and things like that. So as far as specs go, it's going to be running all the latest and greatest. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. The only thing that I don't get is the 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabyte of storage. That is the base model at $899. And apparently on T-Mobile, that's the only one that we're going to get is the 8 gigabyte 128 model in one color for now, and that is the black color. They also have a forest green color, but I don't think T-Mobile is going to be getting that one. And whether or not T-Mobile is going to have the option to upgrade your storage to the higher 12 gigabyte 256 model, I don't know if that's going to be possible. But T-Mobile has the OnePlus 9 Pro with the 12 256, and that's the one that not the T-Mobile version, but I got that version last year. Great device and everything. Cameras were fantastic other than the front facing cameras, but typical OnePlus device. And this year, sort of a downgrade. Yes, it's $899, and the OnePlus 9 Pro was $100 more. Therefore, you get that higher storage, higher RAM, but still, that they're only offering the lower model here for now on T-Mobile. I believe it's going to be available on the 14th or the 12th of April. And yeah, it's kind of disappointing. And I think the last great OnePlus phone that I was ever excited about was the first one was the OnePlus 7 Pro, which came to T-Mobile, and that was very popular. And all of a sudden, OnePlus has just sort of stayed down, and especially with the 10 Pro, this phone was released in China like a couple months ago. It's been reviewed, it's been leaked, reviewed, and broken in half, and it's just an okay phone. Yes, the cameras are going to be pretty much good. You know, the front facing camera still can only record at 1080p, 60 frames per second or 30 frames per second, which is definitely a disappointment. Why can't we get 4K on the front facing camera? But still, it's still disappointing as far as what we are getting. And like I said, this phone's already been reviewed and everything. People have imported it. Yes, it was running Color OS, and now this version is going to be running Oxygen OS. So OnePlus is going back to their roots on this one, which is good. But still, that version has already been reviewed. It already seems like old news, and a lot of reviewers are getting their global version, which is the one that's coming here, and reviewing it. But it's pretty much the same thing, and I think that $899 for 128 gigabytes of internal storage is a little low as far as that goes, and as far as a flagship goes, especially since you don't have no micro SD card support on the OnePlus 10 Pro. So cameras, they're going to be obviously phenomenal. Again, co-developed by Hasselblad. 48 megapixel main sensor, and then a secondary 8 megapixel telephoto. Reading everything off of here because I'm not sure. 50 megapixel ultra wide, which the sensor, I believe it's a downgrade from last year, but this one has a wider field of view of like 150 degrees, so that's going to be pretty cool. And then as far as video recording, you can record all the way up to 8K on the rear facing camera, but only 1080p on the front facing camera. The front facing camera is a 32 megapixel camera. It should be able to record at 4K. As far as everything goes, it's going to be built like a tank. You got Corning Gorilla Glass on the front and on the back, IP68. If it is the T-Mobile version, like I said, two colors, green and black. As far as battery goes, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so that's awesome. And another thing that's a downgrade from this version compared to the China version, the China version had 80-watt fast charging, the Super VOOC charging, warp charge, whatever the hell they're calling it nowadays. And we're going to be getting the 65-watt charging, which is the same as last year. And as far as that goes, optical in-display fingerprint sensor, it's going to be moved up a little bit higher, so a little bit easier to to navigate on there. The OnePlus 9 Pro, the fingerprint sensor was a little bit lower on the display, and this one is going to be a little bit higher up, so it's going to be a lot easier to get to it rather than being too far low. We're only getting one model, so we're not getting a regular OnePlus 10 and then a 10 Pro just like we've been getting. Last year we had the 9 and the 9 Pro. We're only getting one model, and that is the 10 Pro. So that's another disappointment right there. So if people want to get the cheaper version, you can't do that. It's only one version and that's it. And it's just kind of lame that OnePlus is doing this. Of course, no headphone jack. Obviously, you're going to get your Dolby Atmos, which is awesome on there. OnePlus phones sound great. Performance are going to be fantastic on there. As far as the display goes, it's going to be a fantastic display. 6.7 inches curved display. It's going to be an AMOLED at 1440p, so that's fantastic. 120 hertz. And OnePlus, they do have some really good displays on their devices. The curved screen, people either like it or they don't. A lot of people want flat displays, but I don't mind the curved displays. They look fantastic. Bezels are nice as well on here, and it's going to be a fantastic screen, no doubt about it. It's just the thing that I'm worried about is the as far as the storage and the RAM. 8 gigabytes is definitely enough, but it's definitely like the Galaxy S22s, the regular versions have 8 gigabytes of RAM. The Ultra has 12, and they all started off at 8, but nobody bought the 8 gigabyte in the Ultra because that's just ridiculous, and that seems kind of low too. So last year, I believe they had options for 12 and 16 gigabytes on the OnePlus 9 Pro, and now you're only getting one, and that's 8 gigabytes, 128 storage. And yeah, that is disappointing. 5G only probably going to be supported on T-Mobile. AT&T will not support their 5G on the OnePlus 9, or sorry, the OnePlus 10 Pro. So if you're to buy it from OnePlus, chances are it's not going to work on AT&T's 5G network. So keep that in mind. Again, another disappointment right there. Bluetooth 5.2, typical stuff on there. NFC, whatever. Everything is the typical OnePlus design. The design has changed up a little bit, and I like it. It looks nice. Yes, it looks like there's a stove on the back, but it does look nice, and I like the color, the black and the green. But again, we're only getting the black. Kind of wish they had a little bit more different colors. Last year's, the silver was very, very shiny and fingerprinty. But as far as that goes, the build is going to look nice. It's going to feel fantastic, but it still seems like a downgrade, especially from last year. So if you have the OnePlus 9 Pro, I would definitely consider upgrading or not upgrading and staying on the OnePlus 9 Pro, especially since that has been updated. And I believe that's running your regular Oxygen OS. There were times to where ColorOS and Oxygen OS were merged, and they were getting pushed out to the OnePlus 9 Pro. I did not like that software. It was buggy, and everything just did not work the way it was supposed to. But I think OnePlus heard everybody's complaints, and now it's back on Oxygen OS. So the phone sounds promising. It's just disappointing as far as the RAM and the storage goes. And whether or not I get it or not, I'm over here complaining about it. But watch me get it and absolutely say, oh my God, this phone is amazing. Kill myself. But I don't think I will. I might try to get it off of T-Mobile, but I don't know. I just ordered the S22. That way I could cover that on there. And I don't know if I should cancel that and get the OnePlus or not. The S22 back order as well. So I'm still waiting on that to come. Hopefully it's soon. And that way I could do some content on that compared to the Ultra. But yeah, OnePlus 10. I don't know what OnePlus is doing. They're definitely screwing the pooch here. And they're all over the place. I think they're focusing too much on China and Oppo and all of that, and OnePlus is just, it seems to be at a standpoint right now. They're not going up and they're not going down. They're just right along the middle right there, and it's kind of disappointing. So just wanted to get that off my chest as far as the OnePlus 10 Pro. Are you going to get it? Let me know in the comments down below if you're thinking about getting this phone or if you're excited about it. I'm kind of excited about it. Will I get it? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to get it off the chest, some specs, and my thoughts of the OnePlus 10 Pro. So that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to Sicerik Tech. Yes, the name has changed. Hopefully it's for the best. and changed up a little stuff on my channel as far as my logo and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys like it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.